got something right straight away. I don't think it's very big, but we've got something. It's probably a small chublet. Trying to get in there, as they always do. Yeah, another small chublet. That's not so bad. Hi, I'm back on the Great Ooze system today. I'm off at Cluny and I'm on the Millstream. I haven't fished it for a while. I'm near the bridge, the road bridge, and I've caught a couple of good chub here earlier in this season. And but today, the swim that had been fashioned out that I fished before is totally overgrown. The stream level is much higher, and I managed to slip down the bank and put my foot in the water as soon as I arrived, which wasn't very good going. It's really tricky to fish today because the reeds have grown in front of the swim, so the landing net will be at full reach if I catch anything. And yeah, a bit challenging. Quite a few cars in the car park. I expected to see more people on this Millstream, but although I've only stopped here at the first spot effectively, I couldn't see anyone further down either, so that's interesting. Well, anyway, so here we are. I'm tackled up. I'm going to start with cheese paste, I think, and I'm hoping something will take fairly quickly and see if we can get it in without slipping down the bank again and getting my feet wet. So yeah, it's interesting when you come back what must be a couple of months after you last fished somewhere and how it's changed. So yeah, okay, so let's get going. Just to give you a view of what things are like, I'm using my phone at the moment because it's got a slightly wider angled lens than the camcorder. As you can see, these reeds have grown quite considerably since the last time I fished here. Just coming in here towards me now. As you can see, the depth of the reeds is quite significant. I've got my landing net there. It does reach, so if I get something, should be able to get it in. Yeah, so there are my feet, and literally 6 inches in front of my feet is the edge of the bank and water. So just have to be careful. Alright, let's see how we get on. Right, I'm on the head cam now, and we'll see what happens. Certainly more water in here today than the last time I fished here, and a lot more reed growth in front of me. It's a bit challenging. I've got to be very careful because I'm literally on the edge of the it's a matter of pushing the rod out. Looks like my quiver tips got bent round in transit. Oh well. Actually, I ought to bring that in because if I get a fish on, that's not going to work very well. It looks like the cheese paste has come off already, which is not good news. Perhaps I need to try luncheon meat or something a bit more resilient. I've changed my mind. I put a bit of bread flake on. Yeah, this is not as easy. I was able to cast right down last time, but now I've got these tall reeds in front of me, which makes it very, very difficult. It's not really that fishable, this spot, to be honest. Oh, that was a bite straight away and I wasn't ready. Oh, right, at least there's fish there. But as I say, I'm having to poke the rod right out into the... Right, let's try again. Let's hope it wasn't spooked. Right, I think I'll just hold the rod this time and not even try to settle it down because the fish take very quickly, and time I'm messing about laying the rod down and that. Right, we could just hold on to it. Yeah, maybe I spooked it with that misbite. It's a pity. No, I think I might give this up. It's just too difficult and a bit hazardous, really. I'm standing literally on the edge of the bank here, reaching full length to hold the rod. And yeah, it's not clever, really. It was worth a try just to see if I got a quick take, which I did and missed. There's something bashing at it, but it doesn't look like a big chub. Just a tap. No, I might move to a more stable position. I think it's too tricky. A month or so ago on the club's Facebook page, they were talking about a tree that had fallen into the water here and was causing a big build-up of debris, and obviously the club arranged to clear it. And I guess these logs here are the results of that exercise. It's sort of changed this spot a bit. It's flowing down quite fast today, and we'll see. Not so easy to fish, really. But, we'll give it a go. The tree clearance has altered the character of this spot completely, because you can probably see over there the end of the bough, which obviously went in the water if the train stops hooting. Now that caused a sort of a raft which moderated the flow, and that's gone now, so it's really tearing through here now. So I'm not quite sure. This used to be a go-to spot, but it may not be quite the same now, because when you change things like that, it changes the character of the river. Mind you, they had to do it because obviously the tree was causing a massive dam and blocking the stream. I really wanted to go a bit further out than that, but a bit wary of going in the tree. Yeah, this has changed the character completely. There were reeds in the middle of the stream as well, which we now have streamer, but there were sort of rushes in the middle of the stream which also moderated the flow and seemed to have gone. As I said in the when I arrived, when you come back a bit later to some of these spots, it's surprising how things have changed. Yeah, it's really racing through here. need to get further out and try to... Yeah, there's lots of streamer down there. Just caught up in the streamer. I've got to try and get past that streamer. Let's put the luncheon meat on, that may be more resilient. See if I can get a bit further downstream and without losing all my tackle. Well, that was clever, wasn't it? Just kicked my landing net. Yeah, certainly racing through here. Yeah, if I can get away with that, that'll be a good cast. Seems to have swung in. Yeah, we've got something. Oh, and it's not a small one. It's going to try and get in the inside, as they always do. Oh, jeez. Oops, well, I scooted him along the surface there. Sorry fish, I was a bit rude. Well, it's not big, but at least it's something. Yeah. Sort of abused him a bit there, the way I sort of dragged him along the surface. Lovely looking fish though, not particularly big. Amazing how they must learn it from infancy about going in the reeds at the side. Yeah, okay. I've just noticed there's a guy fishing at the head of the stream, so it is possible he's been dipping in these places before he got there. And that always limits your chances here if someone else has already been trying their luck. So, oh, over this tree. That's not very clever. I was surprised not to see anybody else on the stream when I first arrived, or not notice them anyway. Alright, okay. Oh, yeah, that's a much better fish. I don't like the way it's looking now. Is it foul hooked, or is it just desperately trying to get away from me? It's behaving very strangely. Or is it just the line caught round its fin? It's not really fighting properly, it's behaving very strangely. It's a much better fish. The stream's quite strong. Oh, yeah, it must be strange. It's sort of just... Oh, it's fighting now, it's in the net. Jeez. Oh, we're not going to catch any more fish here, are we? But that's a nice fish. Most strange, it just sort of kited against the flow without seemingly trying to... Yeah. Most strange. 4.75 and the net weigh's 0.9. So what's that? That's 3.85 I think. Yeah, lovely fish. It's just strange the way it didn't seem to fight at all. Yeah, beautiful, lovely condition. Right, let's put you back in for good, shall we? After all the disturbance getting that chub out that seemed to come alive just as I was putting it in the net, I've moved up a couple of more spots. I'm sort of one below the guy who's fishing at the head of the stream now, so this is as far as I can go. It's very shallow out there and there's lots of streamer, but if I can cast a fair way over, I might be able to sort of get it almost under those trees over there, which might prove successful, but who knows? We'll see. The wind's freshening quite a lot now, so couldn't have wished for better than that. Oh, I aimed into it. I thought I'd missed it, but I did get it. I thought I'd missed the thing. I was late on the strike, but I didn't. Well, not as big as the last one, but every fish is acceptable. Yeah, another smallish chub. I really thought I'd miss that. I didn't. Lovely condition. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at you. Yeah, look at those lovely coloured fins. Some people really don't get the idea of poo bags, do they? I really cannot understand why you bother to put it in a poo bag and then hang it on a fence. Jesus. I don't know. No hope, is there? No hope. I've moved up to the whirlpool, which is quite popular, although I've never fished it. I never know where to fish in whirlpools. I mean, so there's not a lot of options as to where you can sit here. This is about it, but anyway, it's worth a try. I've had one nice chub, so that's sort of made my day, and if anything else would be a bonus. So had quite a long chat with a guy fishing at the head of the stream. He's had a few chub, one nice one and a few small ones. Like me, relatively new member, and likes the mill stream. And like me, surprised that more people don't fish it. Well, I'm in the whirlpool. Well, not in it, obviously, sitting beside it. And for want of a better idea, I don't see a lot of point in putting it out in that turbulent water. But the water's coming round, cutting into this bank here, and then flowing around the edge there. And that sort of opening over there is the head of the mill stream, flowing into the mill stream. So I'm just going to try putting it down the edge here. As I say, I haven't fished this spot before. It's very popular, and I'm sure I've got a wasp hanging on my luncheon meat as it's dangling there. Quite resourceful creatures, wasps, aren't they? It's going to get wet in a minute. Oh, it wasn't a very good cast, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of water movement here. And I've only got a light link ledger on, so it's going to move around a lot. But that may not be a bad thing. Surely that's not a fish. No. It's obviously caught in weed. That's another unknown quantity, of course. Yeah, I'm all tangled up now. Let's turn the video off while I sort myself out. Right. Keep getting caught on my rod dress. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of weed on the bottom. It's a very strong flow. Let's put it in this slack water here, see what happens. I was obviously getting dragged to Kingdom Come in that fast stuff. Nah. It's not working, is it? Nah. I'll try one more cast the other way and then call it a day. I think I'll go back to my bridge swim and see what I can get there. Well, the whirlpool didn't work very well. Kept getting snagged up. I think you need a heavier ledger and you need to anchor the bait. My little 2 swan shots didn't really survive. Anyway, I've come back to the bridge. I'm going to finish off my last couple of hours here. I've got to leave about 3. So decided to come back here. I'm going to try casting down to where I was trying to fish on that swim at the end, which was a bit tricky. So all the fish today have been on lunch with meat. It's not so much it was my preferred bait as it just stays on the hook better. Seem to be having problems even with the bread flake today. So the only problem is I didn't bring a lot. I had half a tin in the freezer which I defrosted and cut it up. So yeah. So I'm going to have to go over to bread flake or cheese paste if I run out. To get the rod rest a bit closer to my chair. Yeah, we got something right straight away. I don't think it's very big, but we got something. It's probably a small chublet. Trying to get in there as they always do. Another small chublet. Oh, that's not so bad. Just in the bottom lip. Sticky. Yeah. Slender chublet, but definitely a chublet. Oh well. I've moved forward a bit so I can just get the rod tip a bit further out. So I keep getting snagged up on these reeds down there. I'm right on the edge of the bank, which is a bit precarious. The guy I was talking to at the head of the stream's got a 14-foot rod, and normally I would have thought a 14-foot rod's not the best thing to have to fish smaller streams, but I see his point here. Oh, there's a kingfisher. Quite good view of him then. Ah, that's what the bird was. It was a heron. The shadow went over me earlier on and I sort of turned round, but I was looking in. Oh, it's a good bite. I think it's a good fish. Or is it let go and it snagged me? Ah, dear. I think it's let go and snagged me. Oh, dear. No, I don't know, I can feel something. It was a fish, but it may not be anymore. I think it's got it. No, it's either buried itself in the weeds, or it's shed the hook and left me in the weeds. But it was definitely to start with. Nah. Hi. Well, I'm sort of hoping I actually missed that last bite and pulled into a snag rather than the fish taking me into a snag. It was difficult to tell, it just went solid straight away. But it was definitely a bite, the rod tip went right round. And anyway, I lost everything, so I've just retackled and we'll start again. Yeah, that rod top went round. That was a real stonking bite. As I say, it just went solid as soon as I struck. So either I pulled into a snag or missed a bite perhaps and pulled into a snag, or whatever it was took me straight into a snag and I couldn't move it. So. I think I've caught something. I don't think it's very big, but I've caught something. Yeah. Got me landing it, handle caught on something. That could be rather a nice dace. Oh, it's not actually difficult to tell really. You slippery little bugger. Right, let's just have a look at your fin. Oh well. God, Jesus, like an eel. Yeah, that is a dace. Quite a coloured dace, but a dace. Well, not a great ending, I'm afraid. I went down to the swim. I fished first of all with the idea of dropping a bit of cheese paste down into the really as far down as possible near towards the bridge. But unfortunately on the second or third cast I managed to cast into the reeds or the bulrushes on the far side, and they're pretty unforgiving, and I lost everything again. So that's 2 lots of tackle gone, so, and plus 1 hook from a snag that I lost earlier. So I decided it's probably a good idea to call it a day. It's 20 to 3, so I said 3 o'clock, so I'm not far out really. Yeah, quite a good day though. Had a few small chub, a couple of days, and 1 very nice chub, although it was a nice chub, it didn't put up much of a battle until it got into the landing net and then went berserk. But yeah, just under £4, lovely condition chub, but for some reason when I hooked it, it didn't do its normal chub sort of dash off and tear around. It just sort of kited in the stream, and yeah, it came in very easily, as I say, until it got in the net and then went mad. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks again for those who've watched, and thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribers as usual, and until the next time, it's bye for now.